cards in the mail, Bob. Hello and welcome to a SmurDP video, and today I'm going to be looking at the X-Men Fleer Ultra trading cards from 2004. Now, I only got this set probably about maybe five years ago, but mainly when I was younger. I was 95 was a big year that I collected, but this I didn't really know it existed, and I got my 95 cards and I thought, let's have a look and see what else is out there, and this was there, so I got it. So I'm just going to show you the cards in this set. So this set, it isn't that difficult to actually find, to be honest with you. I didn't spend an awful lot on it, to be fair. Some really nice art there as always. And here is the back, just so you can get a view of that. Got little bios there, what team they're associated with. Okay, so that's pretty much on the back of the card. It's got this little schematic which reminds me of the series Mask, when the episode opens up and it's also green and it's their main base, and then boom, they start coming out and stuff. So for the second page, you got some more X-Men. Some beautiful art here as always. Dig in Sabretooth there. Nightcrawler one's really impressive. Dark Phoenix. And Shadowcat, for me, in this, she always looked bizarre, but at least it's a unique take on how she looks from the artist. It does look... some of these pictures look kind of like they got a kind of I'm trying to think the best way to describe it, sort of like a dark element to it. You know, there's some real thought from the artist of what they wanted to achieve with each character, showcasing their powers and obviously getting a decent picture. So we're kind of moving on to, we're finishing off X-Force, and we're kind of moving on to X-Factor. Very cool pictures here. I like Multiple Man, Random, and the fast-paced. Okay, so on the next page we've got sort of allies. That's the way that I look at it. Future, got Tyler Cable's son, Longshot, Feral. I think she was in X Factor. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, I thought she was. Weapon X, Wolverine, Mirage. So at this point they weren't really part of X-Men team, so I think that's why they're like this. We've got Sunfire, Weapon X, Grizzly, GW Bridge, Hammer. What are they called? Damn it, it's Cable's team. I was going to say Wild Pack, but that's Silver Six Pack. So yeah, I wasn't that far off. And Domino was part of this as well, and that's how her and Cable became allies as well. And I do need to go back and read some of that stuff as well. I'm not too familiar with that. Now we're moving on to the villains. In the early 90s, Magneto was pretty darn bad. Sinister. Deadpool, he's a kind of anti-villain goody. Yeah, he's a bit of an odd one. And back then, I think originally he was kind of a bad guy taking on X-Force. So I really dig that. That's a really nice card there. We've got Strife. That is a really nice picture of Strife on a throne, because that's what he wanted. Emma Frost, who shortly after started running the Massachusetts campus, which had Generation X in. Ahab. He's currently in the Extermination story right now, but I think he had some dealings in this sort of early 90s with X Factor. And Rachel Grey, he has strong connections with Rachel Grey. Matosu also had a big story sort of mid-90s as well, where him and, I can't remember who it was, I think it's Fitzroy, they were kind of getting points on how to get one over the X-Men. Yeah, it was an interesting kind of series. I'm trying to remember what sort of time frame in the 90s it was. Nimrod, that's pretty cool. Silver Samurai. Sentinels, you got some Sentinels in here. And then we've got the Brood. I've got a Brood there. There we go. Gideon, cool. Which I think was a Cable enemy or an X-Force enemy. Games Master. Shinobi Shaw. Ah, he was part of the little game thingy with Matt. Oh God, I can't even remember his name. Moving on. There's Fitzroy. Sienna Blaze, who was in X-Men Unlimited. I think it was just for one annual or issue. Graydon Creed. Slayback. That's a character I'm not familiar with. I need to go read find out what he is in. And then we've got Tempo. Okay, we've got some more great art here. Reaper. That's really cool. I dig that. Stuff like that I always enjoy seeing. Moonstar, who was with the Mutant Liberation, and she kind of infiltrated them, etc. And now we go on to the original team. We've got Cyclops, Iceman, and Angel. Very, very cool. It's a bit frustrating that you usually put 9 cards in like this, and they couldn't have it so that this was on the same page as this. I dig the fact that he's got his glasses and stuff behind. Jean lifting a rock. Then Professor Xavier. We get the part about the events, so they're calling it X. So these are the big moments in X-Men history. So you got Mutants Massacre, Fall of the Mutants, Inferno. That's pretty cool. Got Extinguisher Agenda, Executioner's Song, and then Fatal Attractions. Okay, so now we've got the X-Men Blue and Gold team. So there it is from afar, and then bringing it a bit closer. It's very, very cool. Once again, and at this point, Wolverine's not around. Sabretooth is around at this point, but he's not really part of the team, so I find it odd that he was there like that. Although I think they did take him out on a couple of missions, if I remember correctly. Okay, and then down here we've got X-Force. Okay, and then here we've got X-Factor. Very, very cool. And then you've got Excalibur. And one thing that I really do enjoy is the fact that they've got some of the other members kind of in the background. Looks very cool. The Rachel Grey part of this, I really thought that was a really, really nice card. And then we've got the wedding of Cyclops and Jean Grey. So they show them together in the original part of their story. And then this is the second part of the story where it all kind of goes a bit wrong. And then the final stage of their journey before they get married. Nice detail and thought put into these 3 cards. And then we get some more superheroes. And some more supervillains. I'm not sure why they're in this part of the series. It does not make sense when in my opinion. They would have looked better in the earlier part of it. So I find it a bit odd. Strange, but this is cool. I like this. And then you got Thunderbird there. Right, now it makes sense. Right, brain is working. It's because they are all deceased. There we go. Right. Silly man for not checking that. And first. I kind of clocked onto that when I saw Thunderbird, to be fair. But very amateur. Now, this was always my favourite part of card collecting, seeing the versus section. For the 94, there was a lot of Wolverine orientated cards when it came to the fighting sort of thing, mainly because he is a popular character and he did get into a lot of scraps. So we had he's face off against Spider-Man where they're in Berlin. I guess his first sort of fight against Omega Red, even though they had fought first before. Appearance fight against the Hulk. Silver Samurai. The Hellfire Club underneath, where he ended up in the sewer. The Thing, I've never read this one, so no idea. Cyber, this is one of my favourite stories with Cyber, where he falls into the drugs and he hallucinates this kind of concussion, this kind of hallucination where Cyber killed him at the or sliced him up into tiny little pieces so that he was actually terrified of him. It's a pretty good story. Definitely want to check that one out if you haven't. And then, well, there's numerous fights with Sabretooth over the years. Not sure which one this is meant to represent. Takes you all the way to his fight with Cable, Sauron, Punisher. That was a pretty good story. I like that. One where he lost against Lord Shingen, Mariko's dad, to say it properly, and then Deathstrike, and then we get the lovely little card at the end. This is a 150 basic card set, and I'll be honest with you, for this set I'm not familiar if there were any extras. There probably is, and I'll probably look for them at some point. The cards in the mail, Bob. So just to wrap it up, 94 was a pretty cool year for X-Men cards. The artwork, it was absolutely fabulous, and if you can get them, they look great in your card section of your X-Men collection. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook. My page is SmurredP. Thank you for watching. Embrace the geekiness. Goodbye.